Here I have my new M&P 9 Shield Plus. I just picked up a couple days ago at a gun show. And here is my beloved Glock 43, which I've had for a few years. I really like it a lot. I'll put them here side by side. I mean, you wouldn't really think that they'd be the same size, but they're pretty close to being the same size. The shield is a little bit higher with the magazines out. But I think what's pretty interesting is this is the flush fit 10 round magazine. And put that in there. And this is also a 10 round magazine. As you can see, the Glock is an aftermarket magazine to get you up to 10 rounds. And it's huge compared to the Smith & Wesson magazine. It's just incredibly huge. So that's the 10 round magazine. And then of course there's the comes also with a 13 round magazine. So here it is with a 13 round magazine, and you can see that the 43 with 10 rounds is a full inch longer than the M&P Shield with the 13 round magazine in it. But there's just a few quick things I want to say about it. Things I had seen on other reviews, and gun is clear. And I just wanted to mention, first of all, there's a lot of talk about the grip texture on the new Plus. On Facebook groups that I'm in, a few people have said that it's just too rough and it hurts their skin. I think if you have soft skin or soft hands, I don't mean that in any derogatory way. I happen to work with my hands. I'm kind of got calloused hands, so this texture to me is just absolutely perfect. I can get a great purchase. I can hold on to this thing. It's just fantastic. I love the texture personally. But you should handle it yourself if you get a chance to see how you feel about it. But I think, man, they just made a nice texture. On my Glock, I mean, I have it. I've put grip tape on it to get a good grip, good purchase on it, and it works. It works pretty well. But this one without grip tape is just so much easier to hold on to. It's like perfect. I just love it. So that's one thing. Now another thing is that the trigger, the new trigger in the M&P Shield compared to the Glock 43 trigger, and this trigger on the 43 really isn't so bad. It's not horrible. There's a reset, and it's got a little bit of creep there, and then you hit a wall, and of course now the thing is coming through that wall. Boy, it's a pretty hard wall to come through. Not terrible, but it's it can really move the gun if you're not real careful with it. And then of course, this trigger on the Plus, it's considerably better than that trigger. It's just the difference of day and night, really. I wasn't sure how different they'd be, but has a great reset and I mean, you can hold it steady when you shoot it with that trigger. It's just real nice. So yeah, the main things I wanted to touch on how the box was the texture, the trigger, but also the magazines. Now I don't have it here. My daughter absconded with my Glock 43X. I love Glocks and I love Smith and Wessons. I've had probably equal numbers of each. Probably at least a dozen of each. Now the Glock 43X, of course, it has a 10-round magazine, and it's still bigger than this with a 13-round magazine, and it's longer than this. I don't have that gun here. It's longer than this. Of course, Shield Arms makes a 15-round magazine for the 43X, and this is a 13. But of course, you have to pay, probably $40 for that magazine. Another thing is that I bought this a couple days ago. I bought this for $500, and with gun prices the way they are right now, you can look for a 43X on Gunbroker or on Arms List, and they're going to be at least $500 to $600. And then of course it doesn't have the trigger like this does, and the 43X just has a capacity of 10 rounds. Right here in this small package is 13 plus 1, so that's kind of hard to beat. I haven't had a chance to fire this gun yet, but I am falling for it. I like it. I've had at least 3 shields in the past. I've had, the original shield, at least 3 of them. In fact, I traded those, a couple shields and a few other guns I traded in. I got a SIG P 365, and I had that for about a year. And it was a good gun. I liked it, but it just didn't do it for me. It just didn't turn me on, really. This is an aftermarket 9-round magazine in the Glock 43. Of course, this is a 13-round magazine in the Shield, and it's probably a 1/4 inch shorter than the 9-round magazine. Anyway, the 43X, I love it. I love my 43, but there's just something about this Shield, quality build. Of course, Smith and Wesson has a great reputation for dependable guns, like Glock does also. So anyway, if you're concerned about the texture, you better try it out. But if you have average tough hands, I think you'll like it. And the trigger really is pretty sweet trigger. It's better than the 365 trigger, definitely, and better than any factory Glock trigger you could get. I think Smith and Wesson has listened to its customers and made some changes, and finally got this, flat trigger, mostly flat trigger. And I love this gun. I'm really falling for it. I'll probably be carrying it soon. I got to get it out to the range and put it through its paces. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this brief review of information, and thank you for watching.